Okay, so right here, from this particular messianic study, you understand, Hebrew study, you see these two Ashkenazi or Hasidim, Havruta, you see them studying in pairs right there. You understand? Why don't we see brethren studying like that? How come I not RAS Tafari brethren not studying like that? You understand? Because that wasn't passed on to us. You see, study wasn't passed on. Everybody talk about bingy. You understand? Chanting psalm, puffing weed. You understand? And saying Selassie. But what about the study? You understand? Study and show ourselves approved. This is why there is the backwardness. You understand? We don't want to talk about it. Nobody, no country want to talk about backwardness. Even in the time of His Imperial Majesty, Ethiopia didn't want to deal with those areas of her own backwardness. But the King of Kings had to confront that. You know what I'm saying? Just like I right now, Rasiadonis, and the lineage of society of His Imperial Majesty have to confront that. It's backward. You understand? It's backwardness. Everybody's running around chasing papers. So y'all got the monies? You understand? So y'all need to give something for this teaching. You understand? People say, well, the knowledge should be free. Really? That's why you want to send your children to school, right? And you pay for the education. Knowledge should be free. Food should be free too. How come you don't hear people say food should be free? How come you hear people say that housing should be free? You understand? How come you don't hear people say that gas and cars and clothing and music and everything else should be free? Because I just thought about it. I said, wait. The King of Kings has given I the knowledge and the will to teach this, and y'all have the need to learn this. But when we talk about, you understand, you giving your part, just like in the tabernacle or the temple, everyone had to give, I think at least what, half or a portion of a shekel. You understand? Had to give a portion of a shekel. You couldn't come, you understand, to God empty. You understand? You had to give something towards that. So enough ones want to, you know, chat about this and kind of like, you know, eat up I time. And see, the part that's not bad is reasoning. I don't mind reasoning with ones and ones, but you reason with some ones, and then you come to check on the progress, and ones didn't have time to deal with it because they're out there trying to make some dollars. They're out there trying to make some monies for their wives and their family and their children, and you understand that. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is our occupation. You know what I'm saying? When the priest, you know what I'm saying, the priest didn't have no inheritance, but their occupation, you know what I'm saying, their occupation was the service, you know what I'm saying, the service of Eloheinu, of Amlakachim. You know, their occupation was that service. So everyone had to give towards that from the other tribes. So you out there doing your hustle, so forth and so on. You want to learn this? What are you giving towards it? How are you paying your debt to society? You understand? How are you paying your debt to the society of His Imperial Majesty? Oh, knowledge should be free. You shouldn't charge for it. You should just give it out free. So while we're studying this, while we're putting it together, while we're providing it, so forth and so on, you're out there doing your work, making your money, so forth and so on. So why don't you work and then you don't get paid and all you get is, well done. That was a great job you did. And then you going home empty-handed. What about that? How would that feel? How would that be? Would that be just? Would that be righteous? You know, I mean, I know this is a lot. Even sometimes with brethren, I say, yo, I need a drawer. Give I a drawer, right? They can come to I and ask I any questions, so forth and so on. Write up letters for them if they need for themselves. You know, they're getting some legal kind of thing, so they come to line of Judah. They end up in jail. You understand? And since we're established and recognized as the society of His Imperial Majesty, even in Babylon, when they need something, they come forward and they ask and request. And this is what we do, 24/7, you can say. You understand? Or make it 24/6, keeping the Sabbath day. Be that as it may, we get our donkey out the ditch, so it's 24/7. You understand? This is the work that we do. You understand? So when we come to some of you and say, yo, I need a drawer. You understand? And so man say, yo, I can't do it because, you know, I got to hustle this. I got to get up this weight. I got to do such and such, so forth and so on. Oh, you busy man. You big time man, right? And we're dealing with the teachings of His Imperial Majesty. We're just like, to you, a little sucker, right? We're a little sucker. We're dealing with the truth. You understand? Yeah, that ayah knows such and such, right? God's work shouldn't be broke pocket, and this is why the community of Rastafari is in the backwardness. Yeah, ayah and I's them. I said it. You know what I'm saying? In the backwardness, you know what I'm saying, that it's in. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't studied in order to show themselves approved to the King of Kings as workmen that need not be ashamed. This is why you go look on the internet, put Rasta, right? And then go on to Google, you understand? And then click on images and look at some of the images that come up for Rasta. That's not shame? You're not ashamed of that? How did that? Oh, that's Babylon. You see Babylon, rare. Well, then put Jew or Jewish and look at what type of images. Oh, that's because they got the money. How they got the money? Because they pay their tithes, you know what I'm saying, to their yeshiva, to their synagogue, to where they eat intellectually. You know what I'm saying? Each one according to what they have. You know what I'm saying? But see, it's not so much about the money that you give, how much money, donation or whatever you give into the society. It's not about that. It's about your heart. It's about your relationship to money and your relationship to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all get offended. You know, we hear a lot of people talking this talk, oh, you shouldn't charge for knowledge and religion. This is not religion. This is not religion. And really, on the level, it's not really knowledge in the sense that it's information that you're receiving. You got to study it. You see, you got to study it and make it knowledge. See, I know this because I've studied this and I have the experience to back it up. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take this information, to receive this information, to become informed and have one respond to your lack of knowledge, to say it nicely, not to say ignorance. Nobody like to be called ignorant now, do they? You understand? To respond to your ignorance or your lack of knowledge, we take that time out. We take this is a labor of love, a service of love. And the Bible itself says that the workman is worthy of his hire. You understand? The workman is worthy of his hire. You understand? We're not a hired shepherd, but the work itself needs to be funded. You understand? The work itself needs to be funded. So this is a little portion called paying your debt to the society of His Imperial Majesty. Ye have robbed the King of Kings. You have robbed his work. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you'll turn around and you'll have a little pickaninny or some pickaninnies, you can't send them to really any Rastafari schools. Because where are the Rastafari schools? Where are the Rastafari Timhar Beitoj or their Beitim Midrashim? You understand? Where are their Beit Midrash? Where are the Timhar Beit or Tamari Beit? Where is it? Where? Did you answer? Did you give an answer? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta pay your part. And those of you that don't understand that, you probably gotta stay tuned for the teachings. So we're gonna have to go into the scriptures, you understand, and do a whole teaching on the importance, you understand, of the monies, in other words, in the community, the economy of His Imperial Majesty, you understand, in the society. You understand how important it is, because it's not a money problem that you'll have. You understand? It's a God problem that you have. You understand? And because most of y'all love money so much, y'all can't even see that the real use of the monies that you're collecting is for the work of God. You understand? So when you turn around, you look at the Jews, you understand? They're studying like here in the Havruta, they're studying in peers, and they're learning these things. They're learning exactly where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to them and say, oh, well, you know, like some of y'all who call yourself Rasta, you doubt whether the Bible is real and, you know, whether, even if it's the King of Kings Bible, you know, you have some real silly kind of questions, some real ignorant kind of things. You know what I'm saying? But then you want to call yourself a Rasta. You understand? That's why you abbreviate your glory, because it really ain't your glory. So you can do whatever you want with it. You understand? It's not really yours in truth. But that's just a little bit, you know, we're going a little bit off on that right there, because that's an important issue. And this might be one of the next videos that we'll seek to put up there. because it needs to be put up there. You know what I'm saying? This is part